of true worship. This is part of my Lent series to you, and I'm taking a little text from John chapter 4, verse 21 and verse 23 today. I'm speaking on the act of true worship. Jesus replied, "Believe me, dear woman, the time is coming when it will no longer matter whether you worship the Father on this mountain or in Jerusalem." Verse 23 says, "But the time is coming, indeed, it is here now, when true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way." That's John chapter 4, 21 and 23. This is a season for us to have a very clear understanding, perspective about our worship unto Jesus. Do we have to be in a place? Do we have to be a particular color? Do we have to be a race? Do we have to have a certain class? Do we have to be very holy like an angel before we worship? That's the question I'm asking today. But the answer is simple. God is simply looking for those that will worship him in spirit and in truth. When those who can open up their heart unto him, they can come to him the way they are. They are willing to submit to the conditions of grace, the humility and submission and a repentant heart. Those are what God requires. Someone who can come before him in confidence and worship, that is not distracted by the frivolities of this world, but who will focus attention on him and worship. It was a conversation between Christ Jesus and the woman at the well when Jesus was passing through Samaria, and he met this woman by the well, and they were having a conversation with regards to water. The woman wanted to fetch water, and Christ said he was thirsty. And the woman said, "We don't even have, you are not even a Samaritan. Why would I give you water? We don't have anything to do with the Jews." But Jesus Christ said, "It does not matter whether I am a Jew or you're a Samaritan now. What matters is now, God seeks those that will worship in spirit and in truth." It is not a matter of denomination. It is not a matter of color. It is not a matter of race or class or pedigree or career or education. What matters now is for us to understand that Christ wants us to come before him in our humility, in our submission, to worship him and not be distracted by worldly pleasures. The Father is seeking for true worshippers who will stick to him, who will continue to trust in him and believe and depend on him for everything, absolutely everything. That is the message I bring for you today. Christ died for you and I. We are moving closer to the celebration of the resurrection, the death and resurrection of Christ. That's what remembers. Some people call it Easter. Some people call it the resurrection celebration. What matters now, it does not matter what we call that. What matters is now for us to have the understanding that we must come before God, and having that understanding that we must worship him in spirit and in truth. That means in spirit we give ourselves to him, and in worship we submit to him wholeheartedly, not placing anything before him. It has to be Christ first, and every other thing follow. And I'm praying for more revelation, a deeper revelation of this. The only way to be able to enjoy the living water that flows from the fountain, which is Christ Jesus, is for us to be willing to worship in spirit and in truth. Thanks for listening. I pray for a deeper revelation for you, even as we go from here today. God's blessings upon you. Bye.